accept the imperfection of the medium. That feels inspiring, but I'm not sure for what yet. I like something that's happening here. This is my art, so I can do what I want. No, that's worse. That's terrible. I feel like I need to not worry so much. Hello everybody, it's Sylvie. Welcome or welcome back to Tarot Magpie. I hope you're doing all kinds of good, and maybe we should be in frame. Welcome back to another episode, installment, what have you, of Magpie's Desk Dispatches, which is my series of videos that are kind of the studio vlog flavor. And today I thought I would bring you with me while I start, maybe finish, another one of my oracle card pieces that I am working on that are intended to eventually make it into an oracle deck. These are what I've got so far. I've shown them off before, I'll show them off again. I'm so disappointed about this like pen mark something that came through and then this weird discoloration. I'm so upset because I loved this and I don't know if it can be salvaged. I have not had the time to, all my supplies, to sit and do any collage work for maybe 2 months. This was my latest one, which I didn't date, probably because I hadn't decided what to call it yet, and I'm missing it. So I'm here with my sketchbook, little folder full of bits of like collage bits and pieces. This has changed the game for me. This is a K-pop, like the icon cards that they collect. This is a folder that is intended for those. I thought I'd sit down with these two today, stick the camera on. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I don't know if I will narrate the whole thing as I go or if I'm going to end up kind of speeding up and sticking some music over the top in editing. We'll see what happens, but I thought you might find this interesting. I know there's been a fair bit of interest in my oracle deck collage work, so hopefully this will be enjoyable. If you are interested in the process, I start with the words. This is actually the first time I've pulled from this, so these are all in like alphabetical order. These are just cool words that I've pulled out of magazines. I just see what feels interesting. Alright, so in terms of words, I really liked this roaring because I really like the yellow and the typeface. And then I liked roaring beauty because that was giving me like Beauty and the Beast vibes somehow. Like I was feeling like Beauty and the Beast like subverted a little bit, or like Beauty and the Beast is as one thing. But then also I just liked roaring heaven, sounds good, and roaring, you know, I don't like roaring loyalty, I take that back. So I like roaring beauty, I like roaring heaven. I feel like they both sound beautiful and aggressive, and what's not to love? And then like I really liked bounty, and like I had summer bounty for a bit, and I quite like cosmic bounty, but I don't know if that's giving me anything. And then also perennial is a word that I liked. I was like perennial language, holistic language. I feel like I'm going to marinate on that because I feel like that feels inspiring, but I'm not sure for what yet. I'm going to go with roaring something. I'm going to tuck these away for now. I'm not sure whether it's going to be heaven or beauty. I'm going to look through the rest of my bits and pieces and just see what jumps out at me. As you may have noticed in the few I've done so far and the bits and pieces in here, I like hands, I like bits of faces, I like interesting shapes made from arms and things. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a look and see what... Oh, that's good. Okay, but like Roaring Beauty, like Beauty and the Beast with the yellow dress, that could be fun. Let me do my hand. All right, so I came across this and I was like, yes, this is it, perfect. It's kind of gold. It's like a bit more greeny, but that's definitely like giving me the sleeping beauty. I keep wanting to say that. The like Beauty and the Beast yellow Belle's dress vibe. Where did my roaring go? That's what I'm working with. I was thinking Roaring Beauty and like the glitz and the glam, and I was also thinking like Roaring 20s and like the opulence and the excess, and then also the idea of excess combined with like the word roaring. It feels a little bit frantic. It feels a little bit kind of almost out of control, and I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that visually, but I did like these like bits of a clock of some description that I think were in an advert or something, and so I kind of like those as the background with the idea of like haste. And then I was just picking things that I think looked nice, like these are nice and glitzy, and I like the like ambery colors, and then this like kind of opulent looking frame. I'm just gonna mess with this for a minute until I like it. I'm not seeing my own vision, which is somewhat frustrating. I like something that's happening here. I love that little piece. I have no idea when I'm going to use it, but it's adorable. Ooh, maybe with the green? Yes. No. Extremely cool. Okay, I do like how that works. See, I can fit I can fit this curve into like the gown there, into like the fold of the gown, and then trim around, and then it's like sprouting out of this little gemstone thing, which I quite enjoy. And she's like in the frame, and then I will line something up here with this frame so that it kind of makes sense. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. I've not stuck anything down yet, and I obviously will like I'll fiddle with placement and stuff, but I found this like color negative hand and I was like, yes. And this like grasping up, and you don't know if, and are we grasping for the dress? Are we grasping for the jewels? And then like all this opulence on this side in the frame, and then like the clock. I don't know, I just feel like I like this. This feels good to me. When I say I do my collage intuitively, it's literally what you see here. This is how it all works. Sometimes I've got like a little bit more of an idea. I kind of wanna up the frame thing, like the idea that beauty is something that, not that beauty is something that you stick in a frame and it's artwork, but the idea of beauty is maybe something that's like kind of artificial. And I solved the problem of her having her head chopped off by putting her up the top, kind of, yeah, peeking out the frame. And then like it'll all be chopped down. But I like that. I like that a lot. I like the kind of weird offset. I have no idea what I'm gonna call it, but I like it. And I will come back to you when I've actually stuck some things down and maybe when I've decided what to call it. All right, so it's tomorrow. Hello. I have committed to sticking a couple of things together. So these are one thing, this is one thing. I like the framing. the framing with the frame. I like that we're like stepping out of the frame. I think I'm turning this upside down because I like the way that looks more, and I like the direction of the lines. I don't know, I like that it's upside down. I feel like what I'm feeling in this image is a kind of like frantic excess kind of something. So with the clock being like upside down, I feel like that makes sense in my brain, and this is my art, so I can do what I want. I like this. We're reaching for the light. We're kind of the frame, like peeking out of the frame, reaching for the light. Like there's a lot of grasping, there's a lot of like excess behind the frame, but then the rest of it is all like dull colors. I'm gonna commit and stick some things down. I just need to figure out the positioning of everything. The only thing I have an issue with might be solved. Anyone else who does collage art, like, it's a lot of just teeny tiny little adjustments, isn't it? I don't like this. I don't like this being in the middle, but I worry from like a layout standpoint, if this hand is right in the corner here, when it comes to scanning and like framing and formatting and things, it might get a little bit chopped. But isn't that just collage art? So I feel like I need to not worry so much. This little area here where we've got a lot of corners and stuff coming together, that bothers me because I don't like having a lot of like raw cut edges. I love it in other people's artwork. In my artwork, I don't like doing it. So I might just have to get over that for this because I don't want this here. But it is gonna nicely cover up the like edge of this frame here. So I might just have to calm down. What a concept. I might just have to calm down about that. If this frame was like a smidge taller, it would solve all my problems. Maybe I could just bring this whole thing down. Okay, that wasn't so hard. But then it doesn't, you see. It's just a lot of like, I'm not quite happy. If this frame was a smidge taller, that's so frustrating. I presume that there was a reason I had to cut it in half when I cut it out of whatever magazine I cut it out of. Okay, no, that's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me. And I don't know what to do about it. So I don't know if this little corner is one of those things where I just have to accept the imperfection of the medium, or if it's gonna bother me. Actually, you know what I might just do? I might just, that's better. That's better, right? That might have to be it. And then I want the roaring over like this seam here. Then most of the annoying seams between pages that have been bothering me will be hidden. Okay, I'm gonna stick some stuff. Right, so with that is my finished collage. I am not sure what I'm going to call this. I will have a think. So like what I've been doing so far, so this is Transform Unafraid of In-Betweenness, but this is called Metamorphosis. And who else has a name? So this collaboration of distortions is Comprehension. I love this so much. I'm still gutted about this. Oh, I don't know. Any thoughts on whether this is salvageable? I was so like the hands and the hands and the hands and the hands and like soul dialogue and eyes are the windows to the soul and like, ugh, this gorgeous texture. Tragedy. Transform, Unafraid of Betweeners. Emotion Archive doesn't have a name yet. I feel like nostalgia is the obvious word. Something about this does feel very nostalgic to me. Couldn't tell you what. But yeah, Roaring Beauty. So all I need to do is when the glue's dried, when I know the glue stick has dried, the glue stick, I should put a lid on. When I know this is dried, I just go over it with some gel matte medium, but I want to make sure the glue is well and truly dry before I do that. They don't necessarily play very nicely together and I get some like weird bubbling and stuff. I just need to top coat this, think of a name. I am feeling a very like frantic, frenetic kind of energy to it. But I think what I really like about the way that I want to pull this together, I definitely want to do a guidebook and kind of go into the things that have come up for my brain while I've been making these and the different associations that I've kind of layered in. But it's an oracle deck, so you can take the titles that I'm going to put with them, you can take the words on there, you can go through the imagery, you can go from what I'm going to come up with. I'm really so excited. All right, so I was rambling about the joy of oracle decks and how they are intuitive and how they can be just what you need them to be in the moment and how I cannot wait to build this and get this out there. Like excess is the word I keep coming back to, and I know there's a word that means like a kind of hurried excess, a kind of running out of time kind of excess, but the word isn't coming to me right now, but whatever that word is, that's probably what I'm going to title this card. But anyhow, that is the start to finish collage. Like I say, all I've got to do is stick a gel matte layer over it to kind of seal it all in, finish it all up, and then it will sit in the sketchbook until they're done, frankly. I know there's been some interest in this deck, which is very exciting for me because I am really enjoying the process. If you like this kind of video, please let me know because I would very happily do more of this kind of thing. Magpie's Desk Dispatches, I think this was episode 4. I ran out, I guess. Thank you for spending some time with me. Like I say, I really hope you enjoyed. Give me a like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.